Brieanna McCutcheon, and welcome to the top line for the Market Herald. There are many reasons why people choose different diets spanning from lifestyle to health to anywhere in between. And naturally, Splendid manufactures an extensive range of plant-based foods, and given the company's focus on manufacturing, it allows them to stay open to multiple revenue-generating opportunities. Here to discuss more about the company's line of plant-based entrees, we're joined by Craig Goodwin, CEO and co-founder, also Brian Carson, Executive Vice President and co-founder, and George Ragona, CFO of Naturally Splendid. Welcome to you all, and thank you for joining us today in this crazy little interview that we have.
Thank you, Brieanna.
So Craig, let me start with you. The company just had its AGM, and I know you're eliminating certain divisions and you're going to focus on manufacturing the plantain line. Why is this a key focus going forward in this year and years to come?
You know, we did have our AGM on August 30th, and at that AGM, there were several key decisions announced, structurally as well as operationally, Brieanna. And structurally, we've applied to the exchange to approve a consolidation of the shares of Naturally Splendid, and we're waiting for that approval right now. But operationally, the company has made several strategic decisions to focus our energies and our resources on manufacturing plant-based entrees. And we'll be doing this under an exclusive agreement with Australia's largest plant-based manufacturer called Flexitarian Foods. And so based largely on this exclusive agreement, we have either ended or amended certain operations within the company. And this is going to allow us to focus on the manufacturing of these plant-based entrees.
Well, and you mentioned the agreement with Australia's largest plant-based manufacturer. Can you give us an overview on how this benefits the company?
I sure can, and this is absolutely key. Naturally Splendid has entered into an exclusive 10-year agreement to manufacture and distribute plant-based entrees in Canada with Australia's largest plant-based manufacturer, as I mentioned, Flexitarian Foods. We've also secured the licensing rights for the name plantain in Canada. And by doing so, we're able to leverage the success of the brand, the manufacturing techniques, the inherent IP, all in one package as a path forward to success. So it's incredibly important that and beneficial that we already have that path forward to success with an already proven successful formula in Australia.
And jumping around a little bit now, Brian, you're right in the heart of the company, the test kitchen where all the magic is done. I know there's a vast number of products that you guys offer. How many plantain products do you offer in Canada?
Right now, we're offering 8 SKUs in both for the retail and food service markets. We also have over 30 products that have finished development by way of the R&D team in Australia. One of the benefits that we have here at Naturally Splendid and working with the plantain team in Australia is how quickly we could get these products to market. We've been able to produce products and new products, whether it be flavors, textures, and a completely new item in as little as 8 to 12 weeks.
And from all the work the company has been doing and going to road shows and such, how have the products been received in Canada?
So far, the products are being very well received. We had 2.5 years of COVID that disallowed us to be able to attend trade shows and get in front of the buyers and decision makers in any of the companies where we were trying to build sales. At the end of the day, the product, it comes down to taste. The product has to taste good or consumers aren't coming back to buy it. And one thing I can tell you right now that I wholeheartedly believe is we have the best tasting plant-based meat alternative products in the market today.
So what I'm hearing, Brian, is taste is a big component of the company. If it doesn't taste good, people aren't really going to want to eat the product, right?
That is absolutely correct. We feel the best way to judge the opportunity with Naturally Splendid, and in particular with Plantain Canada, is to try the product. And the best way to do that is to head over to any Denny's restaurant across Canada, into a retailer that's carrying the product, or head over to the website at www.plantain.ca and order the product there. The product ships frozen, it will arrive frozen, and I promise you, taste is everything. You will be pleasantly surprised at what Plantain has to offer.
No, it's so true, Brian. If it doesn't taste good, people usually don't want to eat it. I understand that. Craig, back to you. We are jumping a little bit everywhere today. What are the benefits to manufacturing for private label and contract manufacturing? Can you explain this strategy to us?
I sure can, Brieanna. And it's very important to understand the opportunity of manufacturing your own brand, but also private label and contract manufacturing. Our brand itself, we're able to control that. We have price advantages. We can also take the product development and launch products in a timely manner. Working with private label clients and partners is incredibly important. It gives us another opportunity to generate revenue at that same retail shelf. And in fact, we can do that with contract manufacturing clients as well. I think it's really important to understand right now, especially in private label, that 40% of consumers have bought more private label brands than before the pandemic. And 3/4 of these shoppers are planning on continuing to support private label brands. And this is in part because of the increasing cost of feeding a family nowadays. That private label brand delivers value. They don't have to advertise as much, and there's not as many marketing dollars behind. So they're able to offer value to their clients and their consumers and shoppers. And that's why private label is such a great opportunity for Naturally Splendid and Plantain.
Well, and I suppose the next question would be, will the product manufactured in Canada be the same as what you currently import from Australia?
You know what? It sure will be. And that's key. Brian touched on this a little bit earlier. Taste is everything. And we spend an enormous amount of time and effort making sure that we're creating the exact same quality of product that has a fantastic taste that our consumers are getting to know. So I can assure you that the products that are manufactured in Vancouver will be equally as tasty and delicious as the products manufactured in Australia.
So Craig, I'm interested in knowing how much product can you manufacture in a single shift?
You know, when we optimize this facility here, we'll be able to do up to 30 tons of product a day out of this one facility. And we do this out of a relatively small footprint, which of course then creates that very healthy bottom line.
Well, thank you for answering that. I'm very surprised about what that number actually was. And we have one more guest, just when we thought it couldn't get any crazier. Our last guest, but certainly not least with the company today, is the CFO, George, joins us as well. Can you give us some timelines when we expect to be, or when you expect to be manufacturing in your own facility? And once it's running, what effect will that have on the company?
Absolutely, Brieanna. I can give you an up-to-date as to where we're at with our current process. All our equipment right now needed to manufacture has been ordered, and we're expecting that equipment to arrive within the next several months. We've already started to receive some of that equipment, like our spiral freezer. At the moment, we are waiting for a major piece of equipment coming out of China that has been delayed. The delay has really been a result of two reasons. The first is the reoccurring COVID shutdowns that's happening in China. And the other is a delay in receiving the required computer chips needed for the software to run this equipment. As we know, there's been a global shortage of computer chips, and this has affected us as well. But we are expecting with the equipment to be completed within the next 45 to 60 days, and adding another 30 days to arrive in Vancouver. With these timelines in mind, we expect and have a goal of having our facility operational in Q1 of 2023.
So Q1 of 2023, food will be getting made, yes?
Correct. And one of the things that we're excited about is once we do start manufacturing here, we're going to see some significant effects on our bottom lines with increased margins. And there's a couple of reasons for this, Brieanna. First, the ingredient acquisition is going to be far less expensive. 80% of our ingredients are going to be coming right here from Canada. The other reason is the logistics of shipping product from Australia to Canada will be eliminated. Once we've adjusted for these costs, the outcome will be significantly improve our bottom line. This will not only put us in a position of increased margins, but will also give us a position where we can either maintain or be more aggressive with our pricing, which I think will put us in a better position overall as the market continues to expand and more competitors are coming into the marketplace.
And Craig, before we leave each other today, I might have one more question for you after this. In your opinion, what's driving growth in the plant-based market, and where does your company sit within the ever-changing market of plant-based food?
You know, Brieanna, there are many factors that are driving the growth in this sector. Personal health, it's unquestioned that increasing your consumption of plant-based food and reducing meat intake is good for your health. Environmentally sustainable, environmentally friendly. This is a huge driver as well. And there's absolutely no doubt that agricultural farming has far less impact on the environment than animal farming. And we're seeing these effects of animal farming all around us. Not that it's the only reason for global warming or droughts around the world, but by switching or at least moving more towards a plant-based diet, it is going to be great for the environment, and it reduces the use of water by up to 90% by producing the same amount of protein. So whether it's a fraction of the water required for agricultural farming as opposed to animal farming, the drastically less greenhouse gas emissions, or the less intrusive impact on the environment than animal farming, plant-based and nutrition is truly here to stay. There's also a growing awareness and a movement towards animal welfare. All of these events, all of these conditions combined are creating an opportunity that is seeing plant-based products at the shelf grow 2.5 times faster than traditional grocery. So we're seeing nothing but upside to this category, and we look forward to providing our tasty, delicious products to as many consumers as possible.
And I think I have time for one last question. How does the recent restructuring build shareholder value within the company?
By focusing our attention onto this plant-based manufacturing under an exclusive agreement with Flexitarian Foods, the path to success is clearly in front of us. We know the products are tasty. We know that they're successful. They can be manufactured profitably, and all this combined will build shareholder value. So Naturally Splendid has never been more focused. We're on the edge of our biggest opportunity ever. And like Brian has mentioned, I encourage everybody out there to try our product, judge for yourself the opportunity in front of Naturally Splendid. And we look forward to bringing more products to more people in the days to come.
Thank you so much again for joining us at the Market Herald today. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Brieanna.
Thank you very much, Brieanna.
Thank you, Brieanna.
Again, we've been speaking with Craig Goodwin, CEO and co-founder, also Brian Carson, Executive Vice President and co-founder, and George Ragona, CFO of Naturally Splendid. For more stock information on the company, you can find them on the TSXV under the ticker symbol NSP. I'm Brieanna McCutcheon for the Market Herald Canada. Thanks for watching.